The Drive with Tom Nalen and DMac with The Countdown. 3.
All right, we'll start with some news that broke a little earlier this afternoon. Former Broncos quarterback Brock Osweiler met with the Indianapolis Colts yesterday, per Tom Pelissero of NFL Network. Are you surprised by that move? Are the Broncos maybe missing their window of opportunity if they want to bring in a veteran?
Well, as long as it's not Colin Kaepernick, we're okay with whoever it is. Just, Tommy, we just got to make sure Colin Kaepernick doesn't sniff any sort of opportunity.
If you know, there's not many free agent quarterbacks out there for the Colts. They kind of got put into this situation, so I'm not surprised that Brock, they would have brought him in. Now, they haven't signed him. It's just a conversation. I think Field Yates reported that they had a meeting, but nothing's been finalized or anything like that.
Why wouldn't Brock be brought in here?
Right.
Well, they only have 2 quarterbacks now on their roster behind Brissett, and Chad Kelly being one of them has a 2-game suspension to serve, and the other guy, the third-string guy now, has never played in the NFL. So at least we have Hoagie, and we have Drew Lock still, but he's injured. Why didn't they bring him in? They would have done that the night Drew Lock got hurt. He would have been here already if that was if they thought it was.
It's too late. I know what you're saying. Like, if it was going to happen, it would have
happened already.
I understand.
I think they're waiting for cut-down day / trade at that time for 49er quarter. Somebody familiar with this offense.
More likely to happen when the Broncos play Indianapolis. Brock Osweiler's playing in the game or Chad Kelly's playing in the game? More
likely, Chad Kelly.
Really?
He's on their roster. He hasn't signed with the Colts.
You think this is a long shot then for Brock?
No, I don't. I just think that Chad Kelly's he's played well in the preseason. He just has to get over the first 2 weeks because of the whole vacuum gate issue that resulted in a 2-game suspension. So after that, and I'm not saying Brissett is going to play poorly. He could get hurt. He has a great offensive line.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, we'll see.
2.
ESPN had a discussion earlier today about winners and losers of the preseason. Those terms are subjective, I get that, but given the expectations we had heading into the offseason and what we've seen throughout training camp and these preseason games, where would you say the Broncos fall in that conversation?
They're right down the middle. They've only scored 4 touchdowns. That would be loserland. But their defense has been stellar. They haven't let up any points. It's their wall of mediocrity. It's been that kind of preseason.
We're talking about winners and losers
sorry.
of preseason. I'd put them in the loser category. Some of their injuries they've had.
What about the defense?
I'm just. What are you talking
about?
You're
talking about the organization?
No, I'm talking about how preseason has gone.
What injury has been?
Drew Lock is bad.
The
tight end situation is bad. Jano getting hurt is bad.
He's not. Jano? Really? I mean, Fant's not hurt. Hireman's not hurt. Joe Flacco's not hurt.
He hasn't played.
The depth
he hasn't been put in harm's way.
The depth is poor, but, are you really hinging like a...
Joe Jones is a guy that, beginning of training camp, I was like, oh, this guy might be able to play some linebacker.
I don't think the injuries to the Broncos have been as debilitating as some other teams.
But they've created some crazy situations that are going to happen on cutdown day. Like, we don't know what the roster is going to be because of these quirky little irritating injuries. Drew Lock's injury to me is critical because he was getting better. He was on that climb that you like to see a player have, because at the beginning of camp till that Niner game, he was doing he got so much better.
Well, I certainly hope John Elway is not booked with another job when the cut down dates happen, because the Broncos may have to add 3 or 4 guys
because of these irritating things. That's why I put him in the losers category.
Right,
it's not the stuff on the field.
NFL writers across the country made their predictions for the 2019 NFL award winners yesterday, and Bradley Chubb received 3 votes, first-place votes, for Defensive Player of the Year, compared to Von Miller's 1. He finished 4th overall behind Aaron Donald, Myles Garrett, and Khalil Mack. Is this the year we potentially see the passing of the torch between those two?
No, I don't think Chubb is there yet. I don't think Vaughn is declining at the rate that Chubb is rising. I don't think so. Not this year.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
Solid. You went with a solid maybe?
I know. Shelf of mediocrity. All right, yes, we will see it this year.
You're saying that we
will see it
we
this
could
year.
live without this season. We could live without Vaughn, but we could not live without Chubb.
I think
We have to have
Bradley
Chubb.
Chubb will be more valuable to the team defensively than Von Miller. I mean, that's the question, isn't it?
Yep.
That is the question. Who's going to be a more important player to the defense, Von Miller or Bradley Chubb? Now, obviously, I think they work best together. You know, I'm not trying to separate necessarily one for the other. And they should have a spectacular year together. But if you're, all right, you got to make a choice.
Wait.
You got to make a choice. For the next 5 years, you can only keep one.
Chubb.
Okay, me too.
Really? Now
Yeah.
you're on the Chubb train?
I was
Choo-choo!
never against Chubb as a person or a player. Nobody understands this. However many times
Look
I've
at
said
you.
it. It's just
You're a Chubb apologist now.
nobody.
Welcome. Yes. Now you can start rooting for him.
I've always been rooting for.
Nah,
him.
you haven't. You've been rooting
I
for
have.
Sam Darnold. That's
Well,
all you're rooting for.
I can't do both.
No.
Really?
You can't. One is a quarterback for the Jets.
Seriously?
You can't be rooting for him.
I can't go to Burger King and McDonald's. I can't
No.
have a Coke and
No.
a Pepsi.
And you
no.
should go to neither. Just throwing that
Well,
one out there.
I can't go to Lubo's and Blackjack Pizza.
Nope.
What's acceptable
Nope.
to you?
You just have to remain
I
loyal
can't
to
have
one.
an apple and
One
an
must be
orange.
better.
I can't have fruit.
Those are two different fruits.
Do I just have bananas?
These are two football players, two different teams. There's no way you would openly root for Chubb to sack Sam Darnold. That's the problem.
When do we play the Jets this year?
They don't.
Oh, wow. We don't play them. Who else am I pulling for? They play two different positions. There's no competition between Bradley Chubb and
Yes,
Darnold.
but the better Bradley Chubb plays reduces your argument
No,
of they should have
no,
taken a quarterback with
until-
that pick.
Until Bradley Chubb starts
And that
throwing.
will crush you if Bradley Chubb has a great year. It will absolutely dismantle your entire brain.
It'll only
You'll be
dismantle
done. You'll
my
just
brain
be dust.
is if Bradley Chubb starts throwing touchdown passes. If he starts throwing touchdown passes, you are correct. My brain will
How
explode.
about if he scores some touchdowns? Strip
My
sack.
brain will
Strip
explode.
sack 6.
If he is more productive
Is
offensively.
that a thing? Pick 6? Strip sack 6?
If he's more productive offensively than Sam Darnold, yes, my brain will explode.
I'm just rooting.
I will give you that. Are you really rooting for that?
I am.
You want to see
I wanna see
exploding brain?
explosion.
Really?
The Countdown.
Splattered all on the shelf of mediocrity.